Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Scary Shorties wouldn't exist without you, the fans. Please like and follow us on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen, and share the show with your friends to help us grow. Thanks, guys. Are Your Eyes Silver? Written by Ashley Grant. Read by Drew Grimm. The loud crash of plates hitting the wood paneling of the kitchen wall woke the sleeping teen immediately. Panic flooded the teen's body before her mind was locating the sound. Calming slightly, the darkness of her room was undisturbed as Robin reached under her bed for the fifth of whiskey she had stolen from under the kitchen sink. Sliding into her sneakers, Robin opened her bedroom window, keeping an eye on the thin plywood that separated her room from the rest of the house. Pulling the hood of her sweater up, she checked her pockets for her phone before closing the window from the outside. Climbing the back of the 6-foot fence, Robin jumped down the other side, crouching low to the wet ground. She could see from behind the tree in the front yard into the bay window of the living room. Obscured by the thin curtains covering the windows, the body language and harsh crashing noises coming from the house made it obvious to Robin when her parents were starting to scream at each other. Shaking her head, Robin flipped her phone open, knowing she picked the right time to leave. Letting her gaze move to the left of the street, the unnoticed teen started walking, staying under the trees away from the sidewalk. All the houses on the street were dark for now. All of them but her family's 3-bedroom ranch. Her parents' shouts were growing. Robin shook her head lightly, lowering her hood as she crossed the street. Standing under the street sign, she held up her middle finger. Chuckling quietly, she watched as 3 of the neighbors' lights turned on thanks to her parents. "Have fun talking to the cops, assholes," Robin hissed, walking into the tree line. The small, ignored wood that separated the end of her street from the rest of the town was quiet. Breathing in the rare serenity offered by the trees, Robin opened her phone. "Hey, Max, want to meet in our spot?" she typed out, waiting for her best friend to reply. "What you got tonight?" The question made Robin laugh, as she snapped a quick picture of the cheap Canadian whiskey her dad tried to hide under the sink. "Be there soon." With Max's reply, Robin started walking to their pond. She didn't need her phone to know the way by now. The teen made it to an empty area near the old power plant with ease. Sitting by the edge of the pond, she unscrewed the top of the plastic bottle. A familiar burn slid down her throat as Robin counted the minutes it would take for Max to get there. On her second swallow, crunching leaves caught the teen girl's attention. With a deep sigh, Robin addressed Max. "How long did the cops stay this time?" "Don't know. They were still there when I snuck out of the backyard. Your mom was screaming in the front yard last I saw," Max answered, sitting next to Robin. Robin remained quiet for the moment, passing Max the liquor. Max drank half the bottle in one gulp, leaving the last of the whiskey for Robin. "I'm kind of amazed they haven't been arrested," Max admitted, watching Robin toss the empty bottle into the pond. "So am I. But if Mom was in the front yard, she ain't coming back tonight." Max looked at Robin, not knowing what to say. It's almost 1. I gotta head home before my parents check my room. Will you be all right, Robin?" Forcing a smile, Robin nodded. "Yeah. I'll stay out here for a bit, just to make sure my dad is passed out when I jump over the fence again." You sure? You can come home with me if you want. Hell, I can talk to my parents, 'cause tonight they might not mind you staying." Robin thought about it, but she shook her head, resting her chin on her knees. No thanks. I don't want to deal with any more stupidity. My dad would just punch in everyone's door until he got to your house. Yeah, okay. Call me tomorrow, Max said, waving. Robin watched him walk away. Alone with her thoughts, Robin wished she had managed to steal a pack of cigarettes from one of her parents. Digging into the wrinkled black jeans she slept in, Robin pulled out her lighter. Watching the small orange flame flicker back and forth in the shallow moonlight was soothing. Slowly, Robin could feel her mind ease. Anger, frustration, the stress that had welled up within. All these feelings slowly simmered back down. The small heat from the lighter gave the girl something to focus on as she warmed her hands. In 3 years, I'm leaving this town. I'll be 18, and there's nothing either one of them can do about it. Tree branches swayed their leaves around Robin. With the shallow pond chilling the already cool autumn air, the teen pulled the strings to her hoodie, letting the thick cotton encase her long, frizzy hair. Putting the lighter back in her pocket, Robin stood slowly. Do I really have to go back? It was a question she had asked at this pond in the middle of the night 1,000 times. With no food and no money, her answer was an obvious one. The slow, angry march back, accompanied by a forest that knew Robin's fury, was more silent than normal. Blending in with the writhing gloom, Robin's all-black outfit was only broken up by the occasional blue light of her phone. Harsh blue streaks highlighted her face with each step. The teen's eyes carefully fixated on the ground, watching for exposed roots and discarded trash. Some scary wood this is, she laughed to herself. An old memory of one of her father's drunken warnings entered her mind. Slurred rambling about how she should never come here were common. He would often bark to her about how she could get attacked. Unable to stop herself, Robin laughed at the memory of her dad telling her 5 times in a row when she was younger, after a whole 6-pack of beer, that the animals in the forest near the house could kill her. The largest thing she ever saw was the occasional deer, and even those sightings were rare. Ducking under the limbs of an oak tree, Robin continued her march home. Finally shutting her phone, Robin could see the pale orange glow of the streetlight between the trees. Lifting her right foot onto the large stump that separated the forest from the asphalt, something stopped the girl from moving. A low, guttural noise to her right drew Robin's attention. Teeth. Teeth and saliva was all the teen could see, poking out from the many tangled limbs far too thick for her to climb through. Growling lowly, the creature stretched its front paws forward. Long nails caught Robin's eye. Her mind was whirling as she looked between her street and the parts of the animal she could see. Robin silently gulped in fear. If she ran for home, this beast would leap, tossing her to the ground. Not letting the large animal know what she was thinking, the teen crouched low. Turning her body sideways, Robin took one deep breath before jumping over the large fallen trunk that separated the neighborhood from the forest. With the chase officially beginning, Robin sprinted through the trees, ducking and crawling through the vines. She could hear whatever that thing was behind her, its feet pounding into the ground. Robin knew the pond. If she made it there, she might have a chance fighting off this animal. Refusing to turn around, her feet made different zigzags and circles inside the dark blanket of trees. Standing to her full height, Robin didn't hear the wild animal that had been pursuing her anymore. Catching her breath for a moment, a bent fishing net with a metal handle laid on the ground, half exposed under leaves. It didn't go away, but maybe. Robin jumped on top of the aluminum handle, hearing it snap under her feet. The metal was thin, But still, this impromptu spear could harm the animal. Clenching the jagged handle in her left hand, Robin slowly walked to her destination. On the damp, muddy edge of the shallow marsh, she stood alone. Circling to the opposite side, Robin hid behind the tall cattail swaying in the night breeze. Slowly, she took off her hoodie, ignoring the chill her arms felt in the thin blue t-shirt. Robin put her phone inside the thick sweater, laying it on the ground away from the water. This side's too dense for her to attack from behind. Come on, I know you're in there. Holding her spear at the ready, Robin kept her eyes on the trees. The large silver eyes of the wolf almost caught her off guard. With a vicious howl, the large canine lunged across the pond. At the same time, the wolf's large body collided with Robin's makeshift spear, stabbing the side of its black muzzle. Its coloring, something about the black pattern of this canine's fur. Robin knew this beast. The long gray patch under the wolf's nose pulled at her memory. Pain coursed through Robin. The wolf's teeth punctured her left shoulder. Dropping the pole in the water, Robin used her right arm to blind the animal with a spray of water from the brackish marsh. She felt the wolf let go. No longer caring what happened to her, Robin fell to her knees, the hot blood from her shoulder increasing to a stabbing agony. Crawling back into the mud, Robin realized she won. The wolf had run away. Maybe it's blind now. Maybe that's why it ran. Taking a few minutes to catch her breath, Robin grabbed her phone. Going to her third contact, she was surprised when the number kept ringing. Dad, I'm hurt. I might need to go to the hospital. Ending the voicemail, Robin's trek back took twice as long as normal. Once under the street lamp, she opened her flip phone again. Dad, I might really be in trouble here. The weight of her hoodie added to the pain in Robin's arm as she made it to the house. Shit, how am I going to get inside? Robin knew she couldn't hop back over the fence with this injury. Walking up the pathway to the front door, she stopped. Droplets of blood splattered the walkway. Narrowing her eyes, Robin moved closer to the front door. One of the dim lamps was on in the living room. The screen door was closed. The front door, however, was wide open. Robin knew something was wrong. Her dad never left the front door open unless he was smoking on the front step. Silently entering the house, Robin picked up the baseball bat that was always kept by the door by her paranoid parents. Holding the bat behind her, Robin followed the trail of blood on the green shag carpet to the living room. The familiar, disgusting scent of nicotine and stale beer cans filled the air. The floor was littered with beer cans as Robin's father sat in his recliner, facing away from her in the harsh, dull orange of her grandmother's table lamp. Robin shook her head in disgust, her fingers loosening around the baseball bat. Before she put the bat on the dirty floor, however, the bright corner of the mirror caught her attention. Her dad's face was cut. It was cut on the same side that the wolf had attacked her. Yo, mom's gone, Dad huffed from his chair, taking another swig of beer. So what? She'll be back. You fight every week, Robin retorted, keeping her eyes on the mirror. Nah, not this time, Dad replied, putting out his cigarette. Putting his feet up, Robin watched him open a new beer from the six-pack on the floor next to him. She didn't want to know, but Robin couldn't help noticing that the wolf's fur matched her dad's black hair just a little too much. Swallowing hard, Robin braced herself, looking not at the chair, but at her father's reflection. Dad, what happened to you tonight? Her father barked out a laugh. placing his half-finished beer on the coffee table. You should know. After all, Robin, you were there. I did what I had to do. Her father then wiped some dried blood off his face with a handkerchief from his shirt pocket. Your mom wanted to take you from me. Well, she'll never be able to do that now, will she, Robbie? Dad asked. In the mirror's reflection, his eyes met Robin's. In the glass, they remained frozen, waiting for what came next. Robin's injured arm couldn't hold the weight of the bed anymore. The sound of the wood falling in the darkened hallway vibrated through the whole house. While you're looking in the mirror, tell me, Robin, are your eyes silver yet? She didn't answer her father. Robin's attention turned away from the closet mirror in the hallway. Both father and daughter knew. Her eyes already matched his.